to read, meditate, meditate upon the word day and night. He who continually set his mind on the truth of the Bible. Throughout the day, focusing on scriptures. And in verse 3, the person who delights in God's law will be like a tree planted by streams of waters, which draws its life, sustaining nourishment from a stream flowing through its roots. The God-centered life draws its spiritual vitality from God's words, which is compared to many streams. Here, the word streams. It is a plural representing the abundant, overflowing supply of strength and sustaining grace conveyed in God's words. The godly set down deep roots into a reservoir which will never run dry. One that refreshes, revives, renews, cleanses, and sanctifies those who draw into it. And also, God's word can sustain the godly. We could see in Psalm 19, verse 7 to 10. And also in the last part of verse 3, we could see that the person who delights in God's law will be like a tree planted by streams of waters, which flows its life, sustaining nourishment from a stream flowing through its roots. The God-centered life draws its spiritual vitality from God's words, which is compared to many streams. And the leaf of the delight of God's law, they will be like the leaf of the righteous, which indwell by the living word, which will never be withered away. They will enjoy a spiritual and rich life, the fullness of life imaginable. And also, whatever he does, mostly the word prosper. Who are the one who prosper? The one who prosper are the one who follow who follow and obey God, and also who meditate on the law of the Lord day and night. And also, he is the one who enjoys spiritually and rich life, as well as the fullest life imaginable. Here, I want to ask a question to you all that is all of us have 24 hours in a day. How many hours did you spend reading the words of the Lord? As a theologian, sometimes we are neglecting to read the Bible. I know myself and I know that you all do the same. So let's think about once again that if we like to be prosper and if our life to be fullest life imaginable, spiritually filled, we must ponder about it and try to keep more important to read the words of the living God. Now, as we first know the ways of the godly life, I hope and believe that everyone will feel alive and have a heart of happiness to follow the ways of the godly. But we are not speaking about the other way. Now we'll be speaking about the other way. Is it the right ways for our life to follow? Let's see on it. The way of the ungodly. From verse 4 to 6. Are the ungodly blessed? Not so. Are they happy? Not so. Are they successful? Not so. Are they fruitful? Not so. They may sound rigorous and look successful in one way, but they are not so. The ungodly actually do what God forbids in verse 1. The godly life that we speak, they are the ungodly. They walk in the counsel of the wicked. They stand in the way of the sinners, and they sit in the seat of mockers. Therefore, unlike the rest of the righteous, who are like a tree whose leaf doesn't wither, the wicked are like chaff that the wind blows away. Here, I like the word, and I like you all to think about the word chaff. I hope you will know about it if we see the picture. Here, chaff. They are so much useful. Without them, the grain cannot be produced. But they are useless in one way. Why? After taking out the grain, it will be thrown away again, each one. So the wind can easily blow away. It is so light and they are empty. This proof useless, unsustainable, swallow, worthless. In the end, they are to be burned in fire. They are like the ungodly life. And in verse 5, we see that wicked will not stand in the judgment. As a result, the wicked will not stand in judgment. They will not have God acceptance when they stand before Him in the last day. Rather, they will be exposed for what they really are. We could see in Revelation chapter 20, verse 11 to 15. They will be justly condemned in their sin, sentenced to eternal punishment, that is hell. And also, such corrupt sinners will not be allowed to remain in the assembly of the righteous, as well as they will be excluded from the joyful fellowship of the saints. We could see in Revelation chapter 21 verse 8 and Revelation chapter 22 verse 15. They will be revealed in the final judgment as unworthy sinners, rightly condemned by Christ. We could see in Acts 17:31, they will be removed from the presence of godly forever. Verse 6. If we look at verse 6, verse 6 summarizes the two ways in life. The ways of the righteous and the ways of the wicked. The way of the righteous. The Lord watches over the way of the righteous, which means far more than He is informed about their way. Rather, He is a personal, intimate relationship with the godly, and He is involved with them in order to guard, guide, and grace upon them. This is the way of the righteous, the way of the godly, and also here the verse says, but the way of wicked will perish. The ungodly sinners, just and condemned in final judgment. They will be damned forever. They will suffer relentless torment in a real place called hell. They will be suffering the eternal wrath of God. Now, as we completely know about the two ways of life, which is the way of the godly and which is the way of the ungodly, I hope and believe that you and me will know which way is the right way to follow. For that better understanding, let's look upon the two trees. Here, as you see the picture, the right side there is a tree, and also in the left side there is a tree. But the right side are shined by the sunlight, but the left side it's dark. While we spend our life here as a theologian, we all are theologian. We walk on the same way, but the difference is that some may shine on the sun, some may shine by the sunlight. Let the sunlight represent God's, and also some may stay in the dark side. Probably the tree of the left side it will dry and it will not produce fruit, but in the right side it will produce fruit and it will be prosperous more. So this morning, every person must ask a soul-searching question ourselves that what path in life am I following? Have I entered through the narrow gate that leads to the path of the godly? The one who say, I follow the path of the godly, let's ask question to them. If you say that you are walking the way of the godly life, is there clear evidence of transformed life that authenticates such a claim? Are you explaining and experiencing the blessedness of God's favor? Are you living a separated life, distinct from the beliefs and behavior of ungodly? Have you made the break from the world? Did you delight in the law of the Lord? Did you delight in the law of the Lord? So let's ponder about it. And are you following the godly way or are you following the ungodly way? It will be seen from your fruits. Your fruits is the best test of salvation. Are you personally holiness? Are you Christ-like, acting Christ-likeness character? Are you performing good work? Are you performing stewardship? Are you praising God? I want you to ask all this. Did we have the fruit of all this? So this morning, for my conclusion, I like to draw from the life of Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot, as we know that he is one of the disciples of Jesus. He has been following throughout the life of Jesus. As we are theologians, we will be following Christ in one way. But at the end, if we don't do it well, we will be like Judas Iscariot. Whether he might go to heaven or not, we don't know. But it's in the hand of the Lord. So he is the one who sold Jesus, and he is the one who told to the Romans that he is Jesus. So from there, they get it, and then they crucified it. So let's like to retrospect our life once again. Then, are we following really the way of the godly, or are we in the part of the ungodly? And also, as I was the last man for our section to stand here to preach the word of God, I'd like to give little words to the graduating student that what is your plan after graduating here? Is your plan is to prosper if you want your life really to prosper, I want you to ponder about the words of the Lord, and also not the worldly things, not the high pay or not the high salary. Look unto the Lord and walk faithfully so that you will prosper in all your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Suanthang, for a wonderful message and challenging and encouraging with the Word of God. Now we come to the end of service, and before I call benediction, is there any announcement to make known? Please, you can take your time.